In 2022, I read 10 books. Not bad. In 2023, though, I was able to triple that, finishing 36, and in 2024, I've kept up, completing 45. Now, this was never an explicit goal I had to drastically increase my reading. Sure, every January on Goodreads, I pledge a number. But if setting goals were as easy as completing them, then my friend Sam would be way further along by now. In truth, my reading revival was kind of a happy accident. My book buying habit had reached new heights, and yes, I know reading books and buying books are two separate hobbies, but I was tired of not making time for something that I genuinely loved. As a kid, my nose was always in a book. As an adult, I'm often so worn out that it's easier to scroll through TikTok or Instagram. Fun and rewarding, sure, but never as satisfying as reading. So in the past 2 years, I took a different approach. I made reading easy to prioritize, surrounded myself with people who love it too, and just let it become part of my life once again. There are many reasons to love reading. For me though, it's the thrill of a good story, an insatiable desire to learn, and the goal of one day writing my own book. Reading then is both a joy and a form of research. But even with these strong motivators, I still found it difficult to read day after day. So, to form any habit, I made the task easy and I made the task rewarding. To ease back into reading, I set a simple goal. Every night before bed, I would read 1 page. That's around 60 seconds of reading, an undeniably easy task. Sure, sometimes I'd end up reading more, but the target was always 1 page only. And 1 page a day versus 0 is the key difference between never starting a book and eventually finishing one. No matter how many pages you read a day, short books, of course, are easier to finish than longer ones. And consistently finishing books at any length was key to keeping my reading momentum alive. Mixing in quick reads frequently gave me the small wins necessary to keep me reaching for that next book. And to this day, reading short-form content like novellas or a long essay are my go-tos to breaking out of any reading slump. Short books were just easier to finish, they were also easier to carry physically. And I found that having a book on my person at all times made reading that much easier. I pocketed small portable books, carried my Kindle whenever I could, and always had a book downloaded onto my phone, preferably the one that I was physically reading at the time too. Whenever I felt the urge to scroll, I could choose reading instead. I also found ways to read while doing other things. My daily commute became intentional reading time, and I'd often even choose the longer route so that I could squeeze in more pages. Audiobooks were a game changer as well. Between Spotify, the library, and just plain old YouTube, I could usually find the book that I was currently reading in audio format too. That way, whether I was cooking, cleaning, folding laundry, or if my eyes are just tired after a long day, listening allowed me to keep making progress. As my dear friend Leah says,
turns out you can replace your boyfriend with books.
And I really leaned into this idea, making reading feel special by romanticizing it. I took myself on bookstore excursions, turned reading into a date at a cozy cafe or restaurant, and imagined myself as a bookish main character, novel always in hand. While all of these strategies helped, the biggest motivator for me, and in building any habit in general, was accountability, aka a healthy dose of external shame. Nothing pushes you quite like the guilt of coming unprepared to discuss a book with your friends. In 2023, I joined 6 book clubs. Yes, 6 book clubs. I know that sounds insane, and not all of them lasted. Some fizzled out, others I left, but attending a book club meeting almost every week of the year definitely made me read more. 2 clubs were a way to catch up with long-distance friends. 1 I found through my neighborhood subreddit. 2 had specific focuses like Asian authors or leftist material, and 1 didn't even have assigned books. We just shared whatever it was that we were enjoying that month, and yes, I occasionally recycled books from other clubs. Adulterous, I know. Of course, not everyone has the means or people to join a book club. That's where the parasocial magic of Goodreads, BookTube, and BookTok came in for me. I started following creators who shared their love of books, and it helped me feel connected to a wider reading community. I also found myself gravitating towards bookworms represented in media. It turns out just seeing others excited to read can be incredibly contagious as well. Ultimately, to do more of anything, there isn't really that big of a secret. You just need to prioritize it and make it an easy choice day after day. It's about creating time, space, and community. It's about setting realistic goals, choosing small sustainable actions, and surrounding yourself with the people who also share in that passion. For me, that happens to be reading. But for whatever it is that you want to do more of in the upcoming year, I hope you find the time to nurture it, the space to make it easy, and the community that's going to grow alongside with you.